Hola, hola, este vídeo es un extracto de los directos que hago en la plataforma morada. Si el adulting me lo permite, suelo abrir de lunes a jueves a partir de las 4 de la tarde, hora españita. Tendrás enlaces tanto en la descripción del vídeo como en la pantalla. Así que, sin más dilación, dentro vídeo. ¿Le habrán concedido el trabajo a la Rita o qué? La puerta está cerrada. Michi, fuérzame la cerradura. Fuérzala. Esta consigue los trabajos por eso mismo, veterano. Que no. Venga, tú abre.
Now close them.
Close your eyes. Y los he cerrado, ¿eh?
Job done.
Venga, va. Va adentro.
Jesus, are these?
No.
Relax, Mrs. A. They're just Halloween masks.
Ah, es que se mata del cine del terror.
Good. That's good.
Bueno, de momento.
Because I swear, if I see another bloody
Aquí podemos coger la máscara. Máscara de payaso, diablo o hockey. ¿No tendría que ser una de gato? Ninguna parece ilegal. Supongo que simplemente le gustan las plantas. Esta es bastante grande. Este parlante es inmenso y está conectado a la computadora de Jessie. Cuando pone música, las paredes deben temblar. Examinar. ¿Es la PC de Jessie? ¿Será esta la informe fuente de tanto ruido? Encender. No serviría, parece que el conductor de electricidad. Efectivamente. Enchufe. La PC de Jessie está enchufada ahí. Si tan solo tuviéramos acceso a una toma de corriente que funcionase. Ah, ya sé dónde. Hostia, pero va a llegar hasta aquí. Puedo ir al tráfico del final del día a través de la ventana abierta. Pero va a llegar hasta aquí. Yo me voy a pillar la de payaso, No, mejor la de diablo. Sudaría demasiado al usarla. Existe un límite para la cantidad. Odio a los payasos. Venga, pues la de hockey. Kiss me kiss. Bueno, ahora tengo la máscara también. Entonces, desde el piso 1 me va a dar la largadera. Va a ser el que te cuento. ¿Cómo que no? Bueno, espérate un momento. Claro, tendré que usarlo primero ahí, porque esto es un alargador. Vale.
So, who's got windows over this side of the building?
Well, Joe Davis lives right below.
Vaya.
I guess we could also check one flat below Joe's. I just hope the cable's long enough.
Let's find out, shall we?
Ahora sí. Vale, que tenía que primero colocarlo. Vale. Sí, o sea, me queda este capítulo y el 7. O sea, supongo que sí que lo finiquitaré hoy. Esa es la idea, vaya. Lo que pasa es que no pensaba que este capítulo me fuera a durar tanto. Normalmente me suelen durar menos. Oh, vaya. Enchufar. Y llega perfectísimo, ¿eh? Ya, eso sí. A lo mejor por los puzzles. Porque el de los espejos me ha costado pillarlo, ¿eh? Un poco. Volvamos arriba. Es que va a ser el calvo de los huevos. Ese va a ser el calvo. Es que lo va a ser. Venga, pues tira, corre. Sí, yo vigilo, va. Yo vigilo, Mitzi, tira, corre. ¿Qué? Pues solo queda uno. Vaya. Solo queda uno. Por descarte tiene que ser él, ¿no crees? Vamos a hacer nuestra magia, ¿no?
We need to make some adjustments.
Vale, pues procede. Tiki, 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 tiki.
Now this is a dress worthy of the cat widow.
Why don't you admit it was too small for you?
Ha ha, bloody ha. Why don't you just shut up? Whoever wore this dress probably hadn't eaten in years. You'd struggle to get a skeleton into it.
Vale.
This is it. We've got all we need.
Great. Are you going to tell me about the cat widow now?
Pero falta echarle la pintura roja por encima, ¿no?
The legend says there was once a bad man who hated cats.
En nuestro caso, el calvo.
He hated his neighbors too, and his job. And when it rained, he'd curse and smash things. He hated his bald head and his weak, ugly body. He probably hated himself the most, although he would never admit it.
I think I see where this is going.
Sí.
One day, out of pure hatred for the whole world and everything that lives, he captured a family of cats and drowned them all in the river. That day, the sun turned black and all the birds went silent
Ay, de verdad,
as
qué angustia.
the 6 kittens struggled for life. But trapped in a strong canvas bag, they never had a chance. They all died that day. All but one. The mother cat, in a desperate fight to set herself free, by pure luck, clawed her way out of the bag and swam to the shore. She lost everything that day. Her beautiful children and her proud husband. Her heart crashed into pieces as she watched their limp dead bodies stolen by the current. Running after them, she followed them for days, for as long as she could. Then, eventually, she lost sight of them. She stayed on the bank of the river for a while. The world stopped turning for her, her eyes empty and blind. And then, one day, she slowly slid down the bank and into the cold, dark water. She gave in to it. She let the river take her away too, cover her mouth, her ears, her eyes. But as the water filled her lungs, and she started slipping into darkness, there was another strange feeling that burst in her mind like a ball of flames.
Venganza.
Anger, Rage, even. Her last craving, before she drowned, was for revenge.
Claro.
For
A ver,
blood.
normal.
And so she returned, reborn and changed. A cat widow, veiled in black, mistress of the cats. Her body of a young woman, but her eyes of a cat. And her face, white, rotten, face of a corpse. Those who saw it rarely lived to tell the tale. She would get her revenge on all cat killers and cat torturers. But there was someone she had to see first. Someone special. Someone she really hated the most.
Woo!
As the evening came, it was strangely quiet in the man's flat. As he lived alone, he usually liked to fill the silence with the sound of radio or TV shows. But that night, he switched them all off, feeling anxious and tired.
No me deja moverme. ¿Ahora? Ah, vale, se mueve solo. ¿Esta ya soy yo?
He tried to sleep, but couldn't. And for once, there wasn't anyone there he could blame for it.
Hola, amigo.
As he stared through the window, he kept thinking about how much he hated that view. He liked it once, a long time ago, when his wife was still there and they were happy together. Suddenly, he heard knocking on the door. Some part of him was glad, because that meant he could take it out on whoever decided to bother him.
Que viene, que viene.
There was nobody there. He almost felt disappointed, but before he turned to walk away, he suddenly noticed something down the hall. He noticed a shadow of a cloaked figure standing ahead.
Vaya.
He stopped again. He couldn't believe his eyes.
Alguien escribió puto en la puerta. No, pero vamos a poner esto, ¿no? Viene que ni al pelo.
Someone wrote cat killer on his door. He had a passion for trains. Although he hated being a train driver, he had always enjoyed watching them move. But now, his train model was moving all on its own. He was absolutely certain he'd left it switched off. And yet,
Vaya, vaya, vaya.
running at crazy speed. Remote control missing. Something was seriously wrong. And that something had entered his home now too. He hoped he was just imagining things, tired as he was. But there was another surprise waiting
Surprise,
for him in his bedroom.
mother.
Cat Widow is here. Was written
A
all
mí
over the
me
wall.
escriben eso y me acojono,
As in a dream, he went to the kitchen to get a drink. There
Salpico.
was no water. He knew there were valves in the basement that turned it off, but no one's been down there for years. He felt sick. None of this made any sense. And yet, deep down, He knew what he did to the cats was wrong. There was a part of him that almost wanted to be punished. The part he tried so hard to hide. He thought he'd heard something in the corridor.
Venga,
Was there
venga, baja
someone
para
there
abajo,
with
va.
him? His head was spinning. He felt ambushed, trapped, like an animal. He had to get out of there.
Venga, venga, ve. Sí, sí.
Getting really scared.
Ah, bueno, lo de la policía ya... me lo tiene que hacer también, pues venga. Chico, pues para llamar a la policía, ¿qué? Ah, que tienes móvil.
His phone was of no use. The SIM card had been removed, and that wasn't even the worst part.
Vaya, vaya.
There was a photo of a black cat set as screensaver. He remembered this cat. He'd watched that strange pest control man put it in a cage and into his van. He'd looked at it through the window for a while, then pulled the curtains and went to bed. He stopped, paralyzed. He'd heard something right in front of him. A whisper. More like a purr. She was there, in the dark corner of his living room, waiting. Black veil covering that pale, dead face. And yet, he could almost feel Cat Widow's eyes piercing through him. Cat Widow aimed a shotgun at his chest and fired.
Really? Your sick imagination is running wild again, Mrs. A.
Right, so that never really happened either. She came closer, like a ghost.
Ala, quería...
and swiftly
quería hacer lo de la escopeta, perdón. Ya ves, ¿eh? A mí me hacen eso y yo me cago patas abajo. Hola, guapo. Me parece bien.
As he looked into her eyes, he could feel the world spinning around him. His knees go weak, his pants suddenly
sí,
wet around
quería.
his crotch. As much as he hated life, he didn't want to die either.
Pues ahora te lo he pasado mejor, ¿ah?
He was just a big, stinking coward. And then he fainted.
Como para no... Lo raro es que no le haya dado un infarto directamente.
Did you see his face? I knew he'd fall for this.
Yeah, we scared the living shit out of him. Now that's teamwork. Are you sure he won't know it was you, though?
Oh, he probably will, once he's had time to think about what happened. But he's too proud to ever admit he's been beaten by a woman. I know him just about enough to know that.
Let's hope so. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me.
Bueno.
No. That was something I had to do for
Era
myself.
una pequeña venganza, ¿no? Te quiero
And I
decir.
feel much better for
¿Qué tal
it.
si vamos a ver el ordenador?
The only problem now is that we still haven't found Eye of Adam. Because it definitely isn't Brian.
¿Cómo que
I've
no?
searched through his laptop and all I found was a load of porn.
Let's cross him off the list.
Pues solo queda un piso, ¿eh?
Well, that means we've checked everyone. We've hit a brick wall. Perhaps I was wrong. Maybe he doesn't live here at all.
I think we need to sleep on it. And we might get some more ideas in the morning. Shall we head back home?
Yeah, I do feel tired.
A ver,
Right,
también te
we need to
digo, Mitzi, ¿tú te piensas que si una
Really wish
persona
there was an elevator in this building.
hace eso, que hace el ojo de Adam, iba a ser fácil de rastrear haciendo una búsqueda
that?
por el ordenador?
Note?
¿Una nota?
What does it say, Mrs. A?
Os voy a matar o algo así, será.
You will not believe it. Meet me at midnight, both of you. I will wait. Flat 5. Door will be open. Do not fear.
¿Es el viejo?
Eye of Adam.
No. ¿Es el viejo?
Five. That's the
¡Es
old
el
guy.
viejo!
It can't be him.
I guess we'll find out. At midnight. We've got a few hours until then. Let's get some coffee.
Sí, sí. A mí me la ha colado, pero bien. No me acordaba de esto, ¿Qué pasa en el sótano? ¿Ahora? Uy, la música,
It's just you and me, my love. No one will find us here.
Madre mía. Se te ha ido ya del todo,
Stop worrying, Ivy. It will be all right. I will always love you. You know that. I'm gonna make you all better.
Último capítulo. Capítulo 7. No alimentes al troll. Puto abuelo, tú. Don't feed the troll. Coño. No estoy manejando yo nada, Bueno. Medianoche. No es por nada, pero si sabéis que es el ya, ¿por qué cojones no vais con una pistola o con algo y tal cual lo veáis le hacéis ¡pum! Y ya está, se terminó el problema. Como se suele decir, muerto el perro se acabó la rabia, ¿no? No me gusta cómo se ve esa agua. No hay ni un pez en la pecera. La tiene llena de mierda.
Just look at this door. Crazy son of a bitch. That's not gonna stop us. I think there's someone in the kitchen.
Pues será él quien va a asesino. ¡Tú, abuelo de los cojones!
Are you Adam?
Me? No, of course not. I don't have anything to do with all this foolishness. Never have.
¿Entonces?
It's my son. I've told him time and time again.
Ah, tu hijo, que tienes un hijo.
Listens.
Que no sale nunca, por lo que veo, ¿no? Porque no sabíamos de su existencia.
I've done my best to protect that boy, you know. I'm all he's got left in the world since his mama died. But it just wasn't enough.
Where is he then? Where's Eye of Adam?
Escúchame.
He's in his room. Where
¿Qué es
else
eso,
would he be?
hija? En la habitación que pone no pasar y eso
Always in
ahí.
his room, staring at that screen for as long as he can. Look, I've made up my mind about this. I want to help you. This mess he's in, it's gone too far. I can't be part of this.
Pobre hombre, ahora me da pena.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't understand. He's watching us. Right now, he can see us on his camera. He's very clever with this stuff. I never got my head around it. Just as much as I needed to, I guess. But not
Madre
enough.
mía, tu hijo está un
Give us the
poco
keys. I
cucú, ¿no?
want to talk to him.
Look, it's a trap. He knows why you're here, and he will kill
Bueno,
you.
pues entro yo, Mitzi, no te
Both
preocupes.
of you. But he will not kill me. He won't dare. All these years, I've looked after him well.
A ver,
He owes me.
yo no me fiaría.
It breaks my heart to do this now. What choice do I have? He left me this. I was supposed to keep it for myself, but I want you to take it. He won't dare to kill his own father. I won't let two innocent lives be lost because of
¿Seguro
him.
que no se atrevería a matar a su padre?
Is it?
Just take the damn thing. There's not much time. Didn't you hear me? He's watching.
What is it, Mrs. A?
No lo sé.
It's a shoebox.
¿Caja de zapatos?
Take it away. Get rid of it. He must see that I don't have it anymore.
Shall we open it?
De una. ¡Hostia!
Mitzi, we have to get out of here. Quickly. It's a gas mask.
Póntela tú.
He's going to poison us.
Sí. Efectivamente. Ahí está. Es eso. ¡Hostia, qué grillao, tú! Hostia, iba a morir el padre.
It's too late.
Shit. Oh, shit.
A la pobre
Shit.
hombre, tú.
Shit.
No! Stop that, Adam. You're going to kill your father.
Sí.
We'll never make it to the door. That room is filling up with gas too quickly. Put the mask on, Mrs. A.
No,
What
póntela
about
tú.
you? No.
Póntela
no,
tú, Mitzi.
I can't.
You've got to. This is your only chance.
No. I can't let you die. Not like this.
It's my fault that you're here. I'm dying anyway. And you've got to live, Mrs. A. You'll live and you'll be happy again.
Ay,
You
por
are.
favor.
You've been a great friend, Mrs. A.
¡No!
No. You've got a date, and I'll make sure you turn up for it.
I can't.
There
Que
is
te
no time to
calles.
argue.
Que te pongas la máscara, Mitzi.
Now.
Voy a estar de puta madre,
Do
créeme.
it.
Ay, pobre hombre. Ay, pobre hombre.
Mitzi, think of a vegetable while I'm gone.
Volveré. Ahora sí que lo manejo yo. Volvemos al sitio del principio donde todo empezó. Hola.
Welcome home, darling.
¿Qué tal?
I've been waiting for you. What took you so long?
Say what you've got to say and let's finish this. I'm tired of you. Tired of all this madness. I just need to get back.
Very well. I'm not planning to keep you long. Let's go inside. I have one last job for you.
¿El qué?
There are still 2 candles left, Susan. You know how this works. A soul for a soul.
And that's it. I blow out the last candle, and I'll never have to see you again.
Only if you blow out the right one. I'll never
¡No me
see you
jodas!
again.
¿Y cómo sé yo cuál es la verdadera?
Isn't that what you want? But if you choose wrong, it will be your life extinguished forever. Just take a deep breath and do it.
But how should I know which one's right?
Claro.
That's the thing, Susan. You can't know that. In life, you can't always know the consequences before you make a decision. Haven't you learned that yet?
That's not fair.
Correcto.
Nothing is fair.
Me has
You
hecho liote.
opened your heart talking to that doctor, and he butchered you like an animal. Then those disgusting cannibals, they chop you up and cook you for dinner if you'd let them. And what about the man with the flowers? All that he wanted was to hear you play before he split.
La verdad que lo del hombre de las flores fue muy gratuito, ¿no? Porque el otro tiene una historia detrás, pero el hombre de las flores realmente... A ver, es lo del pasado de Susan, pero no sé. Lo vi muy raro. A ver, señora de las larvas, puedo entender tu punto, pero...
Oh, yes. Of course. Most of all, was it fair that...
Shut up!
No lo digas.
Just shut up, you ugly bitch! Now I know who you really are. All those feelings I had in me for years. That bitter guilt and self-pity. That hatred for myself and everyone else. You are that miserable illness that's consumed my heart all these years. You, always there, always. Every day I looked at you in the mirror, like a dark cloud I couldn't see through. I let you take control of my life. I believed it was right to feel like this. But not any longer. This ends here.
Then blow out.
Dilo, reina. ¡Hostia! ¡Hostia! Si me niego, ¿qué pasa? Si me niego, ¿qué pasa? A tomar por culo.
No, I won't. I'm done playing your stupid little games. You won't tell me what to do anymore. I am stronger than you.
Dilo, reina. Claro que
I
sí.
can close my eyes and you'll be gone.
Blow out the candle.
No.
Time to say goodbye, sister. I'm not gonna miss you.
You will never leave this place without me. You need me. We are one.
No. Tomato.
¿Tomato?
You were thinking about a tomato, right?
Tomato is a fruit, silly.
Who cares? I like tomatoes.
A mí también me gustan los tomates.
So do I. But I hate to disappoint you, but I was really thinking of onions.
Why onions?
They're the saddest of the vegetables, of course. They make people cry. What happened, Mrs. A? I saw you die. And yet, you're here.
Es que mira, te tengo que contar muchas cosas. Pero esto con un par de botellicas de vino entraría mejor, ¿eh?
Well, let's put it this way. Everyone knows cats have 9 lives. So do cat ladies, apparently.
Son 7, no 9.
But this time, I feel there won't be second chances. I'm down to one last life now. I can't afford to waste it.
You are such a nutter, Mrs. A.
Sí.
You are absolutely fucking bonkers.
Pero lo bien que te caigo que,
But I'm
Mitzi.
so happy to see you.
Claro.
Never, ever do that to me again, all right?
I can happily promise you that, Mitzi.
This is it. His room is through that door.
Vamos.
Face the eye of Adam.
Vamos.
What are we waiting for? Let's do it.
¡Hosti, tú!
You're the Eye of Adam?
Sí.
A pathetic, wheelchair-bound invalid? Is this a joke? Do you know who I am? Do you know what you've done to me?
Bueno, a ti y a todos los que les ha hecho eso.
You fucking murderer!
Yo le cortaría el oxígeno.
I'm gonna paint this room with your brains and I'm gonna watch and smile. I swear to God I'll do it. Well, nothing to say.
Si es que no debe de poder ni hablar, Mitzi.
Aren't you going to beg for your sad little life? Say something. Anything.
Mitzi, where did you get that gun from?
It doesn't matter. Please, Mrs. A. This is something I have to do. You are free to leave if you want. You don't have to be a part of it. Just try to understand. Beg for forgiveness, you scum. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Que no puede hablar.
You don't believe I'm gonna shoot you, do you? Oh, I've dreamt of this moment for so long.
Look at this man, Mitzi. He hasn't twitched a muscle since we entered the room. I think he's paralyzed.
Sí. A ver, se ve que es inválido.
That's impossible. He's lying to us. He's faking it. Do something. Talk for God's sake. I need you to answer me. I need to know.
He won't answer you. He can't talk.
El Stephen Hawking del chino,
How did
efectivamente.
you post all that stuff online? What
Por-
the?
Al fin nos conocemos.
How did he do it?
Madre
I
mía.
think I know how. See that little device on his left eye?
De ahí el ojo
I've
de
heard
Adam.
about these. It's a controller. It seems the only part of his body he can move is his eyeball. Controller connected to the computer tracks its movement, allowing him to...
What? That's ridiculous. How do you even know such things?
I'm a nurse? I've seen these before. Well, I've seen eye-controlled wheelchairs, but there's no reason why it wouldn't work with a computer.
Jesus. That would explain the whole eye.
Ahí está,
He
efectivamente.
really is just the eye. But no, that doesn't change anything. He must die.
Cortar el oxígeno
Deserves
y ya
nothing
está.
more.
Ahí va, que está escribiendo. Yo lo cortaría el oxígeno. Y hasta que durara. Ya está. Hazlo.
What? You arrogant shit. I will fucking do it. Just tell me one thing. One thing. Why? Why did you make Jack kill himself?
Y al resto de personas, porque no será el único. A ver qué mierda pone. Aprieta el gatillo y lo descubrirás.
Fine. It'll be a pleasure. Ready to die, scumbag?
Mira esos tanques de oxígeno, no creo que sea buena idea.
Look at these oxygen tanks. I don't think it's a good idea.
Eso es cierto.
What? Why not? I'm the one holding a gun here. And I will blow this bastard's brain out. As soon as he looks at
Porque
me.
Chispita, con
Really?
oxígeno, ¿qué pasa, Mitzi?
Look at
¿Qué
me.
pasa?
I want you to see what you've done. The pain you've caused me.
Mitzi, por favor.
Mitzi, that's not what I meant. Just put the gun down for a second.
No!
Mitzi,
No.
escúchame.
I can't do that, Mrs. A.
Ay, Dios mío.
I'm sorry. This is something I have to do.
Después de vencer a mis demonios internos, voy a
Can't you
palmar.
hear that hissing sound? These cylinders are clearly leaking gas.
Please stay out of it.
Mitzi,
You'll
por favor.
make a whole room blow up.
I don't care.
Me voy.
Just leave me alone.
Mitzi, por favor. Me mentiste, nunca dijiste que querías matarlo, está bien, mátalo. A ver, es que yo quiero que palme, porque obviamente si se queda sin oxígeno este tío va a morir, pero lo que no quiero es que muera Mitzi.
You lied to me. You never said you wanted to kill him.
Now, wasn't that quite obvious? What did you think I wanted to do? Have a coffee with him? Chat about the weather or politics? For God's sake, I'm here because this son of a bitch needs to die.
¡Va a morir
If I don't kill
igual!
him now, he'll just carry on and more innocent people will lose their lives.
Mira, le quitamos todo.
Do you really want that? Because I don't.
Esta no es la forma. Correcto.
This isn't the way to do it. Just turn these computers off instead.
No! He doesn't deserve to live after
Que
what
no...
he's done.
A ver,
And who are
Mitzi.
you to serve justice like this? Do
A
you
ver,
really
tampoco
want to
hace falta
kill an
que se lo
unarmed,
digas.
paralyzed man.
Pero es un hijo de puta igual,
Why are
Susan.
you doing this, Mrs. A? I thought you were my friend.
Y lo soy, pero...
That's exactly why I'm doing this. Even if we survive the explosion, how will you be able to live with yourself?
I
Claro,
don't have very long to live
claro,
with it.
es que es eso.
I'll manage
A ella le da
just
igual.
Fine.
Think about it for a second. Would Jack really want this?
This bastard messed with Jack's head. He tricked him. That's
Sí,
what he
pero
does.
él, si fuera consciente no lo querría.
But would Jack really want you to become a murderer?
No, he wouldn't.
Venga.
He wasn't violent at all. He was
Mira,
the kindest-
Mitzi, el proceder es, le apagamos todos los ordenadores, incluso se los desenchufamos.
Exactly.
Y
Now,
dejamos
put
que
that
se
gun down
pudra.
already.
But what about me? No, I'll do it. I know Jack will forgive me.
Without his father, he's harmless. He was the one who supplied him with all this technology. He fulfilled his every single wish. I know this guy's rotten bad. There's no excuse for what he did. But he will be punished for it. Trust me. They'll put him in some stinking nursing home. He'll live his life like a vegetable. Stuck to bed. He'll have time to think about what he's done. And he'll never see a computer screen again. Isn't that enough?
He said, do it. He wants to die and I want to kill him.
Pero porque nos quiere matar a todos.
He wants us all to die. Can't you see that?
Claro.
Isn't
Mitzi,
that
por
what he's been
favor.
preaching? A joint suicide. That's why he wants you to shoot him. So we can all get blown to pieces. His final act. The work of his life. Are you really going to give him that satisfaction?
Venga, Mitzi, va.
Remember what you said about feeding the troll? That's exactly what you're going to do if you kill him now.
No. Maybe you're right.
Venga, va,
You
Mitzi, por
should
favor.
leave, Mrs. A. I'd never want you to get hurt.
Mitzi, nos vamos las
But I'm not
dos.
going away
No me
without this
seas.
fucker dead. Even if that means I die too.
¡Quítale el oxígeno!
Have you
Y ya
lost your
está.
mind? You're going to sacrifice your life for this scum? He's a parasite! A worthless, evil piece of shit!
It's not like I've got anyone to live for, is it?
What? What about your mother? Your family?
She's dead. Yeah, I lied. I always lie. I grew up in an orphanage. My family never wanted to know me.
¡Hostia!
The only person that cared about me was Jack. and he's dead.
¡Me importas a mí, Mitzi! ¡Me importas a mí! Por favor,
Get the fuck out of here and let me do what I got to do.
Mitzi.
I care about you. Do it for me.
Quítale el puto oxígeno de la boca y ya verás que pronto se muere. Es que es así de simple y de sencillo. Lo conseguimos.
Come on, mate. It's been a long day. Let's go home. We've won.
Have we really?
Sí, hazme caso.
Trust me. I know we have.
How?
I'm the cat lady. From now on, I win every single day.
¡Ole, dilo, reina! A ver, pero mira, le quitáis la mascarita del oxígeno, la apagáis todo eso y ya está. Y caput. O sea, yo es lo que haría, sería en plan de sí, pues mira. Te voy a apagar todos los ordenadores y esto que tienes en la boca hay que es oxígeno. Ah.
Again, talking about
Adiós.
my ordinary little life, as usual. I'm still surprised anyone would want to read this at all. The ramblings of a cat lady. Maybe I'm not a cat lady anymore. Things have changed here since Mitzi's death.
Ah, claro, se terminó muriéndose.
I'll never forget those last few weeks. It's a horrible way to die. Stuck in a hospital bed with no hope and whole life to pass you by. 6 months ago, I lost the best friend I'd ever had. But at least we knew it was coming. I had time to accept it, just like she did. And I can only be glad we spent that time together. I still miss her though. Every day. Did I ever mention I got into all this because of her? I opened her laptop the night after the funeral, and there it was. A friend request, over a year old. A little gift from behind the grave. I
Hostia.
met some people. We go out sometimes, and I'm not alone anymore. It turned out there were others who felt like I did. I talked to them, tried to help.
Hostia, duros estos mensajes, Vale, pero...
And now, I'm writing this blog. I must confess, yesterday was bad. It was one of those days when you feel like you're back in the past, and all the good stuff that happened was just a dream.
Uy. Joder, ver un cielo azul después de todo esto.
Feeling better. Maybe I can never get rid of it. This invisible illness. Maybe it will always be living somewhere deep inside me. Asleep. Waiting. And when it'll hit me hard.
Vais a ir a ver a Mitzi, ¿no?
But if there's one thing Mitzi taught me, it's that you have to pick yourself up and carry on. It doesn't matter that life isn't fair. It doesn't matter that you make mistakes. You fall and rise again. Worlds full of liars, traitors, cowards. But every now and then, you meet someone like Mitzi, who will just smile at it all. Now, I've forgiven the world and myself too. I teach myself to smile again. One day I'll get there. I know I will. Even if it takes me not 9, but 900 lives.
Bueno, pues hasta aquí de Cat Lady. Sí, la verdad es que sí, yo también lo creo. Son temas muy duros, obviamente. Ya no porque sea muy creepy, muy gore, muy tal, o de los psicópatas, asesinatos, bueno, los parásitos, ¿vale? Sino el tema importante aquí es el que es, ¿vale? Y es un tema muy jodido. Es un tema jodidísimo. Y te deja mal cuerpo este juego en muchas ocasiones, ¿eh? Ah, mira, el que hizo de doblador del Dr. X también hacía de Eric. Y la verdad es que, joder, para ser un juego indie con doblado y todo, está súper bien, ¿eh? Verás con los que te quedan ya, me imagino. Me imagino, la verdad. Me imagino que sí, que serán también del mismo palo, incluso más duros. Pero bueno, espero que os haya gustado. Para mí es un juegazo. Y obviamente, no sé cuándo, pero retomaremos. El siguiente que jugaremos será Downfall, ¿vale? Y ya por último el de Lorelai, creo que es. Son historias que están un poco interconectadas, ¿vale? Recomiendo jugar primero a este, porque el siguiente conecta con ciertas cosas que han pasado aquí. Entonces... Muy bien, muy bien. Oye, traducciones, Ignacio. Grande Ignacio, claro que sí. Ignacio presidente. Correcto. Ah, me ha tirado el juego. Vale. Bueno, y hasta aquí The Cat Lady. Y hasta aquí el episodio de hoy. Si te ha gustado, dale like, suscríbete y activa la campanita para no perderte nada. Y sígueme en el resto de redes sociales que tendrás en la descripción del vídeo. Muchas gracias por el apoyo como siempre y nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. ¡Chao!